Have you heard of the Little Mermaid, the Ugly Duckling, or the Snow Queen? Today we're opening the storybook of Hans Christian Andersen. Our story begins in the town of Odense in Denmark in the year 1805. Little Hans was born into a very poor family. His dad was a shoemaker and his mom washed clothes for a living. Hans didn't have many toys, but he had something better, his imagination. He loved listening to stories, watching plays, and making up his own adventures. Even as a child, Hans dreamed of something huge. He wanted to be famous, an actor, a singer, or maybe a writer. But people around him thought his dreams were too big for a poor boy. When Hans was just 14, he made a brave decision. He left his hometown and traveled to Copenhagen, the capital of Denmark. He hoped the theaters there would notice his talent and make him a star. Life in the big city was not easy. Hans was very tall, very thin, and a bit awkward on stage. People laughed at him, and many doors closed in his face. Then, something wonderful happened. A kind man named Jonas Collin noticed Hans's talent for writing. He helped Hans go to school so he could learn and grow as a writer. School was hard for Hans because he started later than other kids, but he didn't give up. Slowly, he began writing poems, plays, and little stories for children. In 1835, Hans published a small book of fairy tales. It included stories like The Princess and the Pea and The Tinderbox. At first, not everyone thought they were special, but children loved them. More and more stories flowed from his pen. He wrote The Little Mermaid, Thumbelina, The Emperor's New Clothes, and The Snow Queen. His tales were funny, magical, and sometimes a little bit sad. One of his most famous stories is The Ugly Duckling. It's about a little bird who is teased for being different until he grows into a beautiful swan. Hans didn't just stay in Denmark. He traveled all over Europe, visiting many countries. He wrote books about his journeys and collected new ideas for stories everywhere he went. Here are some fun facts. Hans was very tall and had a big nose and long arms. Kids sometimes stared at him. He loved making paper cuttings and would give them as little gifts. Remember the poor boy from Odense? He grew up to become one of the most famous storytellers in the world. Even queens, kings, and other writers wanted to meet him and read his tales. Hans Christian Andersen passed away in 1875, but his stories never did. Today, his fairy tales are translated into many languages and read all over the world. Hans's stories teach us to be kind, brave, and true to ourselves. They remind us that even if life is hard, hope and imagination are powerful. Thanks for watching, and keep turning the pages of the past. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to PastPorts Kids, and tap the bell so you never miss a trip into history and imagination.